Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. Here you will be able to see Ruffian and I out eventing at our first ever 1 metre competition at Oxstalls, which is the Cotswolds Cup. Here you can see the cross-country course. It was quite a nice inviting cross-country course, nothing too complicated to ask of the horse, a few tricky combinations, but overall I thought it was a really lovely course, really included everything. And I was really looking forward to ride through it on Ruffian, as this would be his first ever full complete course at 100 level. Also the show jumping looked really friendly, and when I was walking the course they had this really cute little mare and foal. Hello, so we are at Oxstalls unaffiliated. It is Ruffian's first ever 100 full event. He's done a 100 hunter trial before, but he's never done a full event at 100 level, so fingers crossed for a nice first attempt. He's a bit wired this afternoon. It's quite late in the day actually. It's about 4 o'clock. Dressage is at 4:40, and then we're actually doing cross country at 6:20, so it's quite a late day. But yeah, he's quite excited to get going, and fingers crossed for a good run. Right, so on to the actual dressage test. Ruff warmed up really nicely. He was really positive, and I went in feeling really good about it actually. We got a 6 for our entry, which I thought was a little harsh because I thought it was pretty straight. The video you can't really see because it was blurry, so I just cut to the chase. But that was a nice 15-metre circle. And I personally thought this test was one of Ruffian's finest. He felt really adjustable and was really listening to me. But we've got a 31 actually in this, which I thought was quite harshly marked. I thought he was quite rhythmical throughout the test, and the scores for each movement fluctuated from 8s to 5.5s. And I personally didn't think anything was that dramatically bad. But it was a very nice test. It was very symmetrical, as you can see. Another 15-metre circle there. I think we scored a 7.5 for that. And then just going across the diagonal. Across the diagonal, I always try and keep him nice and straight and really show off his trot paces. And then here in the corner, just preparing him for this halt, which Ruffian really struggles with. But for him, that was really quite square, and we got a 6, I think, and we just had to wait for 4 seconds. But I was very pleased with it. And then on to our free walk on a long rein, which we got a 7.5. Very happy with him. But again, he could stretch a little further, but he had nice pace. He was really stepping through. He always looks a little bit whilst I try and gather my reins back, and then it was quite quick into the trot transition, but he stayed nice and rounded, and then straight into the canter, which was quite a relaxed transition for him actually. And then again, just trying to keep the canter really smooth and collected, coming into our 20-metre circle at sea. But the arena was quite unlevel. I think you can see it on the screen through the video actually. It was quite hilly, it was downhill, uphill, which is really difficult to try and keep a large horse balanced the whole way round. But I thought his outline was nice, he wasn't too stiff. And then into our downwards transition to trot, he kept his shape. But we got a 6 for that, because apparently it was a little bit too early. We had to trot at X, but he did a very nice downwards transition, and then again up into the canter. He was very relaxed and he didn't do anything silly. And then again another 20-metre circle. I really like symmetrical tests. It suits my horses really well. I think for that circle we got an 8, and then again across the diagonal and at X trot, again a little bit early but kept his frame, and then just up the centre line, which he stayed nice and straight, but again he scored a 6. And then for a halt we got a 5.5, which It wasn't a bad halt actually. I was very pleased with the overall test, but we scored a 31 and after dressage we were 6th. Right, so we just went through our dressage and I personally thought it was one of his better efforts. He got all his transitions really well, and he did 2 good stood still for his halts anyway. And yeah, I'm really pleased with that. It was a bit of a wonky arena, it was on a bit of a hill, so he lost his balance a few times, but actually he regrouped himself and he did a really nice test, so I'm really pleased. And going into the show jumping now. Right, so heading into our show jumping, I had found out my dressage score, so I was really wanting to get a nice clear round, which I did manage to get actually, by the skin of my teeth. The last 4 fences were quite questionable, but the first half of the course was really fluent, and he was really listening to my aids again, and very rideable, a little speedy coming into the 4th fence. Rough as the show jumping round goes along, gets a bit longer and he's quite difficult to balance, but he came in really nicely to this double of uprights with 2 strides. I quite liked how flowing this course was. It gave you a lot of time to, balance yourself for the next fence, but you did have to be careful for time faults. And here is sort of where it unravelled. He took quite a long one to that fence, and then coming into this double, it was 2 strides, but he almost did it in 1, and then up over the last. Right, so just on the show jumping and found out my dressage was 31, which I'm really disappointed about because I don't think it reflected his test. I think he did a really nice test, but we went clear show jumping by the skin of our teeth again. The last 3 fences were a double and then a single upright, and we came into the double really quick, and I thought we were going to be doing the 2 stride in 1. I don't know why, he just suddenly burst full of energy, and luckily I managed to just kind of make him wait for the last, and we just popped over that. But yeah, on to the cross country, and fingers crossed for a safe round. And then on to our cross country. I was really looking forward to this, as this was a real test for Ruff, to see if he was ready for this level. This is unaffiliated, and I need 1 more B90 clear cross country to qualify him for affiliated 100. But coming around this course, he was really bold. He took quite a few strides out, which was nice. He was really enjoying himself. His ears were pricked the whole way around. And we just had a nice round really. He was very confident jumping off steps, much better coming through the water. He still likes to have a look, but much better, and then out over the little boat at sea. And then coming round to the last few fences, I was just looking at my clock, and again he was plenty of time before, the optimum time, so he's very quick across the country. He never looks too speedy, but he's got a huge stride. And then over the last, he's a very happy boy and inside the time, so I was very pleased with this round.
A good run there from Josephine Gleeson going clear through the course.
So we just finished the cross country, which is excellent. He's now just got his ice boots and having a wash off, but he went clear inside the time, a little bit quick. We had 8 seconds left on our clock, but he found it really super easy, and yeah, he did really well, so very pleased. When I got back to the yard, I didn't really have time to do an outro, but thank you all so much for watching, and I really look forward to making another video at our next event.